My name is Younis. I'm a partner at Weinhold Legal, which is an independent law firm here in the Czech Republic. The firm has been going since 1996. I have been in Prague and working for the firm since 1998, so that's what, over 13 years now. I've been a partner with the firm since 2001. Prior to being independent, we were part of Anderson Legal, and subsequently we were affiliated with EY, but we're now an independent law firm. Advantages of doing business in the Czech Republic, it's interesting. Very different, of course, from the UK, and one of the main differences, I think, is the centrality of the Czech Republic within Europe, which does give it a lot of advantages, particularly for companies, I think, that are looking to locate headquarters and manufacturing logistics businesses within Central Europe. Czech Republic is a very obvious choice. For lawyers, given that our job is very, let's say, jurisdictionally based, you don't necessarily choose where you're going to be a lawyer. It's about where you have your qualifications, and in my case I got lucky and was offered a position here, so I took it. But certainly looking at my clients, location is one of the things. There's a very educated workforce, particularly in technical matters, so that's engineering, light engineering, logistics, also in the technology sector, which I think is clients find very attractive in this part of the world. There is also, I think, good infrastructure here, better than a lot of the countries that you might see as rivals, such as Poland or Slovakia or Hungary. Roads are pretty good, rail network is very good, and generally, even though some people may say otherwise, things work here. They do actually work. For example, once I had clients who were asking me whether I had ever had any interruptions in the telephone system or in the internet system, and I just looked at them as if they were crazy. I've never had anything like that. Whereas in parts of the US, such services are patchy. But I think the advantage here is that the Czech Republic started with these things from, let's say, a very low pace and has built up what I consider to be some world-class systems. In terms of the legal system here, I think it can be criticised for many things compared to, let's say, Western European systems. For example, lack of a sophisticated body of law, lack of, let's say, a trained judiciary. But you also have to remember from where the system has come. The system has come from a communist base where there was no need for the kind of sophisticated legal systems that, let's say, a West European or North American investor or someone who's used to doing business elsewhere in the world would be used to. So I think you have to give credit for what has been done here and for the way the system is. But at the same time, there are things which do need to be changed. Top of my list, I think, as a practicing lawyer here, is that there is not great certainty that if you enter into a contract and you have a dispute, that your rights can be enforced. And I think that's partly because the judiciary is not particularly well trained. It's not particularly sophisticated in dealing with complex commercial disputes. And there is also the old issue that the system is very slow. Partly I think that's a matter of public funding. It's the same in a lot of countries that the system here, the court system here is overloaded, the judges are overworked. At the same time, I think the quality of the judiciary is something that needs to be addressed. It's simply not good enough. Other aspects of the legal system, I think, are the body of law. As I mentioned before, even though it's come from a base which is quite low, and the Czech legal system has done quite well, it still leaves a lot to be desired, I think, in producing a sophisticated body of commercial law that keeps up with what people actually do in business. The system doesn't, and it's not very flexible, and you have to go through hoops that you wouldn't have to do in other jurisdictions. If I'm being optimistic, I would say that the country is on a good path. There are companies, local companies, which are developing, which could in 10 years become very international and world-class, and which are able to export, in addition to the obvious ones that we have at the moment, such as Skoda and Battery or whatever. Smaller companies that can compete on the international scene should develop, because the latent skills of the people here, and the skills are here. A lot of people here have good ideas, I think, particularly in the technology sector, and I think I would like to see that grow. There's also a dynamism here. People do want to develop work, and the basic framework is available, and I think people should take advantage of that. On the downside, if I'm feeling pessimistic, I think the political system and structure here would drag back any commercial or industrial development, because the political system has not improved in the time that I've been here that I thought it would. I hope that in 10 years that it would develop so it becomes more professional, more transparent. The relationship between politics and business would, let's say, be more transparent and less mutually dependent, perhaps, but I'm not entirely optimistic about that. How things are going to change within the legal business. Legal services business has changed a lot, I think, over the last 5 to 8 years or so. There's been a big development of small, high-quality firms which have split away from the large international firms. 15 years ago, the large international firms dominated. Today, you have high-quality, smaller firms, local firms, often made up of people who trained at these big firms, so can offer high-quality services at a lower cost than the big firms. Firms like ours, like Weinhold Legal, I think we're in a very good position to take advantage of that. We're internationally trained, we're a local firm, we don't have the costs of an international firm, and we're able to compete at that level, offering quite a good level of services at a good and competitive fee. So I can see that development going further, that the international firms would have less and less impact on the legal marketplace, and there will be even more high-quality, smaller firms that are able to offer or be able to increase competition in the marketplace.